Welcome back. Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to go over the cards, start with. And the ones we're going to go over are the construction and critter cards that come with this expansion. In fact, this expansion, Pearlbrook, is the only expansion of the 3 that have come out anyways that have extra critter and construction cards. But it only comes out with a total of 8 different cards. So there's 4 new buildings / construction cards, and there's 4 new critters that obviously work well with the construction cards. So let's go over them, because that's what I enjoy doing a lot, is just kind of explaining how these cards work. And so the first pair is actually probably my favorite pair of the whole set, the Bridge and the Messenger. And obviously the basilisk, or the Jesus Christ lizard that some people like to call this lizard that can run on water, is definitely one of my favorites for this expansion, mostly just because I like reptiles. So the Bridge here is going to cost 2 twigs and a pebble to put into your town. Then you get to increase your hand size by 1 for every pearl you have. So if you have a couple of pearls, or at least 1 pearl, you're going to get to increase your hand size by 1. And so instead of 8, it would be 9, which is really cool. And then you'll also draw 2 cards every time you gain a pearl. So this is kind of like good to get even before you have any pearls, because even though you won't get the effect until you have a pearl, as soon as you get a pearl, you'll get that nice little effect, but then you'll also get to draw 2 cards every time you gain a pearl. So that's a nice ability, and it might be something worth getting if you can, building in your town before you get a pearl to make it more useful to you. Then, if you have the Bridge in your city, you can play the Messenger for free. If you don't have the Bridge in your city, it's going to cost 2 berries to play the Messenger in your city. Now, this is an interesting card. It's sort of like the Wanderer, but as well, it's not quite like the Wanderer. So, this Messenger, which is a common critter, must share a space with a construction. So that's really cool. It pairs up with a construction building. And so it doesn't take up space in your city as long as you have a construction building. If you don't have a construction in your town, a building, then you won't be able to play the Messenger, because it has to share a space with one. Then when visiting a river destination, this Messenger is considered the same color as the shared construction. Well, that is really cool. So let's say I had the Bridge already in my town, and I also have the Messenger, and so I play the Messenger. And now the Messenger and the Bridge are sharing space with each other. And it says that when I visit a river destination, that the Messenger is considered the same color as the shared construction. And so now this is now a blue governance card, because that's what it's attached to. That's what it's sharing space with. And then when I go to a, river destination, it's now worth 2. I now have 2 blue governance cards in my city, and I can actually put my frog ambassador here, which is really nice. It's an easy way of getting one of the pearls pretty fast. And you could do that with any construction building. You could pair it up with any construction building. And so maybe you have a red destination card or a tan traveler building, maybe. Not likely, but maybe. And so you could pair it up with one of those to increase your chances. And of course, that could still help with the green production. But you still need 3 with the green production, so it would help, but it would still take you some time to visit this location. But still, that is a nice thing. Now, it's only considered this color when you're visiting these locations, because that's the only time it's relevant. Otherwise, it's still a tan traveler card for any other reason that you might need a tan traveler card in your city. And so that's a really nice combo, for sure. I really like those cards a lot. So let's move on to the next 2. So, obviously, Pearlbrook, you can't really have Pearlbrook without a pirate ship and a pirate, right? And so here's our next combination. The pirate ship kind of reminds me of the Fool except unlike the full, it doesn't give you a minus score at the end of the game. This one is worth 0 points. Anyways, so let's go over what it does. So when you build the pirate ship in your city, it's going to go into your city, and it's going to stay there until you decide to place a worker on it. Once you place a worker, so I just placed my Azultal, you'll get to activate this red destination card and do what it says. So let me just get him out of the way. There we go, so we can see everything. Alright, so you can move this pirate ship to an empty space in an opponent's city. Then you'll gain 1 resource and 1 victory point per pearl that opponent has, to a maximum of 3. So if they have 3 pearls in their city, not only are you giving them a card that's useless to them because it takes up a slot in their town and it's worth 0 points, you're also going to get points yourself for doing it, as well as some resources, as long as they have some pearls. So it's in your best interest to choose a player that has at least 1 pearl, or more, for sure. If they don't have pearls, then it's almost pointless even putting this into your town to begin with. And what's really cool is you can put this in your town for free. It doesn't cost any resources to put into your town. So that's pretty cool. This is another easy way of getting the red destination for the river destination taken care of, because if you have a messenger and you have a pirate ship, you can move the messenger here, but then remember, since it has to share space with that construction, it's probably going to, well, I don't know for sure on that one. It might be best to actually not put your messenger on the pirate ship, because there doesn't seem to be any rules that I'm aware of anyways. I have to look and see if there's a rule for it, or just kind of go with our base judgment of who's playing, how they want to work that. But because the messenger has to share space with the construction, and this pirate ship is going to move to a player's play area, does that mean the messenger is going to go with it if it's attached to it? Or does the messenger get discarded from your town because he's no longer attached? Or does he just end up with another construction you might have? Either way, there doesn't seem to be any clarification. Well, let's see. Let me just double check on the messenger on how that would work with the, let's see here. Must be played beneath the construction immediately. When played, gain 1 point token and 1 card. Oh yes, that's another thing I didn't mention about the messenger, is that it, you also get a card and a point token for playing it as well. But when visiting a river destination, this messenger is considered the same color as the construction he is worth. For any other aspect of the game, he is considered a 10 traveler card, so I got that right. And then if the construction is removed for any reason, immediately relocate the messenger to a different construction in your city. So that solves that problem. So yes, you could put the messenger on the pirate ship to help you with that red destination that you so desperately need for a free pearl, obviously. But then, once you put the pirate ship in an opponent's town, your messenger would just simply go share space with another construction card. So that could be very useful. You could attach him to a different color to make it easier to gain another location in the next season. Who knows? So that's definitely an interesting little strategy that I just thought of because I just got the clarification on the messenger pirate ship role, which, you know, I didn't think of until now that would be a problem. So, that's awesome. That's an awesome strategy. Then we have the pirate. So let's get back to the pirate. But before we get back to the pirate, there's one thing I want to mention. Because it is a destination card, and because the worker will come back to the player once they prepare for the next season, that means the player during the next season, or whenever they have a worker available and this one isn't taken by a worker, they can also do the same thing and give the pirate ship back to the player that gave it to them, or to another player that has a lot of pearls. And so this can get shuffled around between players quite a bit, And since it's a common construction card, you could have multiple pirate ships in your town at the end of the game, so be careful with that card. You don't want to be the player who ends up with 3 pirate ships in their town because all the players decided to give him the pirate ship in the last season. That would be horrible. Horrible. For sure. Okay. Well, let's get on with what the pirate does. Alright, so here's another interesting thing about the pirate. It does not take up a space in your city. So another card that does not take up space in your city. That is awesome. We need more of those, don't we? And so, if you have the pirate ship in your town, you can play the pirate for free. But the pirate does cost 3 berries if you are unable to play it for free. But still, you get to place it in your town for free. That is awesome. I mean, if you get to do that and then it doesn't take up any space, that is an awesome combo. Okay, then you can discard up to 4 cards to draw and reveal an equal amount of cards. And then, if total point base value drawn cards is at least 7, you'll gain a pearl. So this is an interesting little Tan Traveler card, and it's a common critter, so you could possibly want to play a bunch of these in your town if you can, to maybe gain a couple extra pearls in the game. This is another nice way of getting pearls, for sure. So, basically, you have to have 4 cards. You don't have to have 4 cards in your hand, because it says you can discard up to 4 cards. So you can discard, 4 cards or 3 cards or whatever. And then you draw and reveal an equal amount of the cards. So you're still getting the cards. They're still going to go into your hand that you're drawing. But you're also going to reveal them, because if you can get a total point, meaning if there's at least a total of 7 points or more altogether out of the cards that you draw, you gain a pearl. If there isn't, then you don't get anything but the cards that you drew, obviously. So at least it's not a complete waste. And because it gives you a point at the end of the game, it doesn't take up any space in your town, it's certainly worth trying your luck, for sure. So that's a really nice combo, and another good set of cards. And I don't even think I even noticed if the pirate took up space in the last game. I might not have noticed that, although it's alright. We'll know that for next time, for sure. Okay. Well, we still have 4 more to look at. So let's see if we can finish these up without spending too much time explaining them. So here we have the harbor and the shipwright. In order to play the harbor in your town, you need 3 twigs, a resin, and a pebble. It's also worth 3 points at the end of the game, and it's a green production card. If you have at least 2 pearls, you gain 2 resources. That's nice. So this is the one you want to get after you've gotten a couple of pearls, and then put it in your town, so that way you can gain a couple of resources of your choice, which is really nice. If you can pull this off before, well, you won't be able to pull this off before spring, because it's impossible to get 2 pearls, if you ask me, in winter. But if you can pull this off in summertime, and have 2 pearls, you'll be able to activate this ability twice and get 2 awesome resources of your choice, which is cool. And then if you have the shipwright, if you have the harbor in your town, you can play the shipwright for free if you have it. Otherwise, it's going to cost 4 berries to play. But it is worth 2 points at the end of the game. So the harbor is actually worth more points than this. But, however, it's actually worth more than the harbor because you get more additional points. You'll get 1 for each of these cards in your city. Do not count adornments. So you're not going to count these, okay? That's not what it's counting. It's going to count the cards that come with this expansion. Anything that has that little symbol on it, that means it's from Pearlbrook. And so any construction or critter card in your town that is from Pearlbrook is going to give you an extra point for each of them. So if you can get a few in your town, this will be worth a few points extra, for sure. So that's a nice combo. And I think, so far, all of the cards are probably the coolest in this expansion thus far. Alright, we have 2 more left for the critter and construction cards. And so, let's go over them real quick. First we have the ferry. It's going to cost you 2 twigs and 2 resin to build in your town. It's also worth 2 points at the end of the game. And it is a red destination that is open. And so that means an opponent can place their frog ambassador on your ferry in your town, but you're going to get a point token from the supply for the deal, at least. And what this does is it will copy any revealed river destination. So as long as the river destination's been revealed, you can copy it and do its ability. The reason why that would be useful is if you wanted to activate a certain card that's a certain river destination that was revealed, but your opponent's frog ambassador, let's just say I'm the player that has the otters, I can't go here because the Azultal player, the player that has the Azultals, are in the way, and so I can't get to activate the observatory. But if an opponent or myself had the ferry, I could place my frog ambassador here. Let's just say the otter was the one that had the observatory, and I'm the one that wants to get the observatory. I could put my frog ambassador here to copy that instead. And so that's how that works. So that's kind of nice. And then if you have the fairy ferret and the ferry in your town, you can put the fairy ferret in your town for free. But it is going to cost you 3 berries if you don't have a fairy in your town. It's worth a point at the end of the game. And then if you have at least 2 pearls, you gain 2 points. So that's kind of nice. Another nice thing you might want to try to pull off before you prepare for autumn, for sure. So that way you can get a few extra points at the end of the game, assuming you have at least 2 pearls when you did this. So that's really cool. And that's it for the construction and critter cards. I think as far as the cards go, though, these 2 are sort of like bottom of the barrel. The other 3 sets are definitely the better ones. Plus, you can only have 1 of these fairy ferrets in your town, and you can only have 1 of these fairies in your town because they're both unique as well. And then, of course, the harbor is unique, and the shipwright is unique, so you can only have 1 of each of those. And also the bridge is unique, so you can only have 1 bridge in your town as well. But everything else is common. But most of these cards, 5 in fact, are unique, while the other 3 are common. So anyways, that's it for this video on construction and critter cards. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time in the next video when we go over the adornment cards.